As we all know, the foremost FIFA World Cup has begun, and it's been a fairy tale for different teams. I mean, we are seeing teams like Curacao, Uzbekistan, and the likes. That's Iran, that hardly qualify for such prestigious tournaments. But you see how the fans are just the fans of these countries and other countries that, hardly get to the stage of Premier Football competition, to play football with the best of the best across the world. I mean, it is a thing of joy for them and glitz and also glamour. But my main focus is that of the African teams. For African teams, we're seeing the likes of Congo DR not making it or making it to the World Cup for the first time in a very, very long time. Cape Verde, I think this should be Cape Verde's, I think this should be Cape Verde's maybe first World Cup or so. And we all know the story of the Cape Verdean keeper when they played against Spain, last week, and they held Spain, the Espanyol, the Espana. They held them to a nil-nil draw, and the talk of the moment was the talk of the game was Votinha, the keeper of Cape Verde, the 40 years old goalkeeper, and he was in tears after the game, and he was just emotional, full of emotions. He couldn't contain his joy. He was the standout person for his country, and he made a plea. He expressed regret as at that time of his mom not being able to see him play in the World Cup. Someone that grew up with his grandparents, and for whatever reasons he just could not be with his parents at this growing up stage, but they saw him to a particular level where he could take care of himself, and look at where he is today. He never imagined himself being at this stage of the World Cup, this Premier Football stage, and see him. And guess what? I think this is the only thing I'm going to applaud the USA for, the United States for. Yes, so far, because that is even another topic for another day. The United States reached out to Votinha's mother and got her a visa and a ticket, all expense paid. No, in fact, no inputs from her son, all expense paid. No inputs from her son, no inputs from her and her son's home country, Cape Verde. USA underwrote the expense, and it was, I was moved when I saw something like that. So you can't help but express joy in such moments of these competitions, and we see African teams trying their possible best to make a name for themselves in this competition. So my question is, what are the chances of African countries going as far as maybe the quarterfinals to start with in this competition? Do we see any hope in any African country, at least like 2-3 African countries going that far? I really do not know. But I'm tipping few of them, at least 3 of them, to get to at least the second round and maybe one the quarterfinals. My pick is Morocco. The second has to be Ivory Coast, and the third has to be Ghana. Yes, some people might be surprised at my selection, at my picks, but it was okay. You have Senegal there. Why did you pick Senegal? But I think Senegal is just not, for the first time, I think they are not finding it easy nipping it on the world stage. We saw how they dominated the African stage, and you expect that they'll replicate such performance in the world stage. They tried, but they got pummeled by France. It's not easy, but we still believe in the capacity of this our fellow Africans. But I might be wrong at the end of the day, but that's just my tip. That is just my prediction. but I still believe that African teams still have a lot to prove. They've not done so badly. They've not done so badly, although they've conceded quite a number of goals. I should think that right now Ivory Coast is losing to Germany 2-1. That's if they've not finished the game. The last time I checked before I started this recording, Germany was leading 2-1. But Ivory Coast is even still on course to qualify. As long as they win their next game, that's their third game, they will qualify. But Morocco, no, no excuses. Morocco is going all the way. Morocco is going all the way. We saw how they halted the performances of the Samba Boys of Brazil. I mean, that's a statement if you would ask me. And they only, continued from where they left off by beating Scotland yesterday 1-0. So other African countries like Ghana, Egypt, Senegal. Okay, Egypt is also another team I'm looking at, but well, I still think they will still falter at some point. But Senegal, I should expect them to get their mojo back on. I should expect them to get their groove back on when they play their second game. I should think in the coming days. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and we can talk about it. What are the chances of African countries in this World Cup going as far as the quarterfinals? Do you see any hope, or do you see any light at the end of the tunnel for them, at least aside Morocco? The rest, do you see any lights at the end of the tunnel for them? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Manchester United fans, my fellow Manchester United fans, we have talk. We have talk, but I'll leave that till tomorrow. Right now, this is just exclusively for the African teams in this current FIFA World Cup. See you in the next video.